right. So we have a new headset. Let's test it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow. Oh, but the wind. I can hear the wind. Let me cover it. Let's see if this helps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now with the wind cover. Mm, one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now with the wind cover. So I don't hear any wind. Sounds good. Sounds very good. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. So let me check. Oh, okay, so let me put the link to the stream. All right, so today I want to add another paper to the list of papers. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Let's create a new paper. So this is going to be the North Korea solution to Fermi's paradox. So let me take the link, the name of the paper, and paste it. The North Korea solution to Fermi's paradox. Where is everyone? Okay. So let's copy that, paste it here. Abstract. So, what is the North Korea solution to Fermi's paradox? Well, it says that what does it say? It says that the question is, what exactly does it say? That one option that I was thinking of is it's just bureaucracy. It's just the nature of bureaucracy. That it's just the aging of a civilization is bureaucracy. That's what it is. Like the aging of a person, whatever that is, the equivalent in a civilization, the aging shows up in the bureaucracy. And the bureaucracy ends up stifling the lives the life of the civilization. It ends up killing. It's like a cancer. And no one sees this as an issue. Very few people see bureaucracy as an issue to even think about, to vote about. No one thinks about it. Everyone thinks, oh, I'm just going to add this one new rule to just improve our lives a little bit. But they never get rid of old rules. Old rules are very difficult to get rid of. And in time, you just end up with North Korea. Every civilization ends up as North Korea, as endless bureaucracy. Endless bureaucracy that nothing ever can get done. But that's I wouldn't say North Korea ended up as a bureaucracy. I mean, I would say there was many paths to the destruction of a civilization. One of them is North Korea. The North Korea is not through, is not the bureaucracy. One way is, I mean, there's many ways to destroy civilization, and that is a simple explanation to Fermi's paradox that civilizations die due to this inevitable conclusion. Right, so the Fermi's paradox must have a 100% success rate, or one. It must give you a 100% failure rate of every civilization. It must be therefore it must be mathematical. So Fermi's paradox um, it doesn't suggest. I mean, Fermi's paradox is that the universe is dead. How could the universe be dead? That's not. That doesn't make any sense. Something is killing the universe. Fermi's paradox posits that the universe is dead. Something, therefore, must be killing the universe. And by universe, we mean advanced civilizations. Something is killing the most advanced civilizations. Something is killing all civilizations. Well, not just advanced, all civilizations. All alien. Something is killing all alien civilizations. Well, what that thing, whatever is killing all alien civilizations must be doing so at no less than a 100% success rate. So something, let me just wait. There's no audio. Let me check Discord. Discord claims there is no audio, so Discord probably doesn't see the new. No, it does. So Discord seems to be seeing the new headset. Let me see that it's not okay. Noise. It's not being suppressed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1. Yeah, it's not being suppressed. It looks good. It's not a very expensive headset, but it's really high quality. We can't hear you. You can't hear me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Interesting. Let me try and leave and come back. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, now they can hear me. 1, 2. Yeah. 1, 2, 1, 2. That's good. La 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 la. La 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 la. So let's see this. The North Korea, let's put caps. The North Korea solution to Fermi's paradox. Where is everyone? Abstract. So Fermi's paradox posits that the universe is dead. Something therefore must be killing the universe. And by universe we mean alien civilization. Something is killing all alien civilizations. Whatever is killing all alien civilizations must be doing so at no less than a 100% success rate. The only thing we know has such a perfect success rate is mathematics. Therefore, whatever is killing all the aliens, all aliens. We need to just copy alien civilizations. All alien civilizations is mathematics. Okay. So there must be, okay, there must be some mathematical tendency in this universe that is killing all alien civilizations. We will propose in this paper that it is the rationality assumption. It's basically the rationality assumption which is it's a mathematical assumption. So the rationality assumption, it just assumes basically that every creature is egoistic. The rationality assumption posits that all intelligent, it's not even intelligent, all life, and this is including artificial, natural, as well as artificial. The rationality assumption posits that all life, natural as well as artificial, must be egoistical in order to have survived. If it survived, it must be egoistical. Otherwise, it would not have survived. It would have sacrificed. How do you spell sacrificed? Sacrificed itself for the other. Whatever. Anyway, so it must. So all life is egoistic. How does that end the universe? Okay. The question is, how does egoism kill the universe? Kill all alien civilizations? How does egoism kill all alien civilizations? How does egoism kill? How does it do it? So theoretically, an egoistic one would assume that an egoistic alien civilization would flourish. One second. Happy Pool Gorilla. Hi. How did you find us? Let me copy the link so people can join us. I'm wondering, let's hear the audio. Yeah. Wow, this is such heaven. I hope this lasts. This microphone is literal heaven. Unbelievable. Just amazing. A complete life changer. Okay, so random YouTube recommendation. Nice. Wait, but how did they end up on Discord? Anyway, let's continue. Let's continue. Wait. Very nice. Yes. Yes. Nah. La 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 la. Wow, it's an actual pool gorilla. Nice. Very nice. Very nice. One mutual server. Very nice. Okay. What I did want to check is the state of the channel, your channel, where we never crossed the 180. We got up to 179, but now it keeps going up and down, 74, 75, 76. But we're not crossing the 180. Let's see if there's anything critical here. Why are woke people not buying products? How to beat stubborn animal abusers. I am from an Arab sect that is allied with Israel. Sean Carol, The Meaning of Classical Music Today, Tash Peterson. Okay, nothing critical. Let's get back to North Korea. So the question is, how does egoism kill all alien civilizations? One would assume that an egoistic alien civilization would flourish. But as we will demonstrate in this paper, but as we will demonstrate in this paper, egoism actually kills all alien civilizations. How does it do that? So I think so. How does egoism kill a civilization? So, mm, so what happened to me was that the mob came after me, and that's when I realized how civilization can end, how easy it is to end a civilization. So when Alex started attacking me because of, whatever personal reasons he had to attack me. He was always attacking me, but then he realized that he can accuse me of a certain crime and destroy me. And but why did he want to destroy me? Because he was, jealous, insecure. But it's very easy to destroy people. This is the witch hunt. At the base is the witch hunt. It's so easy to create a witch hunt, and it's in the long run it's impossible to stop a witch hunt. It's easy to create. It's because of an asymmetry. It's the asymmetry of the creation of a witch hunt and stopping a witch hunt. It was very easy to start the French Revolution, but it was very difficult to stop it. No one could stop it. It ended up. I think Napoleon maybe stopped it. No one thanked Napoleon for stopping the French Revolution. The madness, the endless executions. Even Robespierre, right? That was the guy who basically was he was executing everyone, and then they executed him. So with Stalin. So a witch hunt, maybe naturally, there is a tendency for witch hunts to start. Witch hunts are always starting. There's always witch hunts starting, and people are always avoiding becoming the next victim of a witch hunt. But once a witch hunt starts, like gets going and starts consuming its victims, no one can stand in its path. And then this witch hunt ends, could end in a dictatorship. The question is this how North Korea came about? I don't know. I don't know how North Korea came about. But mm, it's basically North Korea is a managed witch hunt. The question is that North Korea is just um it's a low energy state. The high energy state, the unstable solution is anarchy, is equality. Equality, anarchic equality. That's the high energy state of the system. And then the system drops into, the system has a tendency to go into the lowest energy state. The lowest energy state is North Korea. It doesn't take any energy. The tendency of all civilization is to end up in a dictatorship, in a ruthless, repressive dictatorship. Why is that? One would assume that an egoism actually kills all alien civilizations. But how does, why is it egoism? Do I need to really say that it's egoism? Well, egoism, if we assume egoism, then maybe we can prove it. Egoism is a strong assumption. But does egoism predict North Korea? Does egoism end in North Korea? Well, egoism maybe ends in laziness, and laziness, the laziness of nature. This is the least action theorem or principle. The least action is North Korea. It's the lowest quality of life. Like basically like zombies. Everyone in North Korea is basically a zombie. They're all infested with diseases. They're all starving. They're easy to manipulate. That's the lowest energy of the system. But is that la 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 la. This is very difficult to write. Like when I talk to people, it's maybe a little bit easier to let me see. I haven't had a discussion about this in a while. For example, when you go to Discord, you cannot record any videos on any server. They'll ban you from any server where you record, basically. No one cares. So if you're the owner of a server, of course you can record, but if you're not the owner, then of course you cannot record. Why do they care? But this don't do this, don't do that, don't. All these don'ts, it ends up in a repressive regime. A repressive regime says don't. Everything is don't. It's Dr. No. You're not allowed to do anything. You're not allowed to eat meat. You're not allowed to drive a car. You're not allowed to fly. You're not allowed to have plastic surgery. You're not allowed. Nothing is allowed. And people think. Anyway, we'll come back to this paper. This is, it's very difficult to think about this. Let's go to another paper. This paper, Aether-Flux Theory to Explain Gravity. How does that work? Well, if you take, let's start. So, if we take Newton's, basically F equals ma, even though Newton never said F equals ma. If we take F equals ma and F equals gmm m1 or gmm over r squared, we get A equals, it's better, I just want to have, let's do m1, m2, or just maybe m2. I want to be able to end up with gm over r squared. Gm over r squared, where m, let's do capital M. Okay. We get A equals gm. So let's add this to the title. La 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 la. Okay, that's too long. So, North Korea's solution to Fermi's paradox. And Aether-Flux Theory to explain gravity. Okay. So if we take Newton's F equals ma and F equals gmm over r squared, we get A equals gm over r squared. If we integrate, it's not just integration. If we integrate, we get velocity is equal to, well, this is a field. We get Newton's acceleration. I just want to give it a full name. We get Newton's acceleration vector field equation. I just want to make sure everyone understands. It's basically GR. So even before, notice that this is general relativity. This conforms, obviously. Conforms to general relativity. For most of the universe. Okay. So if we take Newton's F equals ma and F equals gm, but these are vector field equations, how do we say A as a vector? So, nope. That's how you say. So F is a vector. And F is a vector and R is a vector. So it should be negative. We get Newton's acceleration vector equation. That's okay. Notice that this conforms to general relativity for most of the universe, whatever that means. Okay, what do you want to do with that? Well, what does it say? It says that if you place what does this equation say? What does this equation say? It says that if we place a test mass particle, well, let's create an empty universe. Let's start from an empty, and this obviously is reminiscent empty universe. This is reminiscent of the Schwarzschild approach. Notice that this is reminiscent of the Schwarzschild approach or solution. It's reminiscent, but I don't care. Schwarzschild solution. Let's start from an empty universe. Let's now add m as our only point mass. Let's now place a test mass particle at an infinite distance from m. Notice that the test mass particle does not need to actually have a mass. I don't need to say anything else, meaning even a photon of light a massless light photon can be used as the test mass particle. So it doesn't even need to be a test mass. But rather a test particle, be it massive or massless. This is what Newton's Newton claimed. We need to say that this is based on empirical Notice that this claim is based on empirical conclusions, on empirical data from Kepler and Tycho. That's how you spell Tycho? From Kepler and Tycho. Tycho. All right. Be it massive or massless. What do you want? No, be it massive. No. I want massive or massless. Okay. So that's the first step. So any test particle we place, so let's place a test particle at an infinite distance. So let's now place a test mass particle at an infinite distance from M. Notice that the test mass particle does not need to actually have a mass, meaning that even a massless light photon can be used as the test mass particle, which means that we don't need a test mass, but rather a test particle, be it massive or massless. This is what Newton claimed. Notice that this claim is based, which already says that a light beam should bend under gravity. So we don't need the equivalence principle from Einstein. This is directly noticeable from Newton's equation, which already says, it doesn't suggest, it says that a light beam should bend under gravity. Okay. This, in turn, suggests that something is dragging space itself. And therefore, everything and anything along for the ride. This in turn suggests that something is dragging, this something is gravity, that gravity is something. This suggests that gravity is something that is dragging space itself. and therefore everything and anything along for the ride. Wow, writing papers is really difficult. This in turn suggests that gravity is something that is dragging space itself and therefore everything and anything along for the ride. So space itself is being dragged in. This gives obviously a vibe. This gives rise to a notion that space itself is a fluid that is flowing into massive particles. And it is this fluid that is dragging everything into massive particles or objects. Let's say objects. And it is this fluid that is dragging everything, including light, into massive objects. This sounds like the luminiferous ether of the ancient that I think Aristotle invented it. Luminiferous. That was conceived by Aristotle. I think Aristotle. Did he conceive of it? Luminiferous ether that was conceived by Aristotle. Is this true? Can I do a search? Define lumin. There's no search, so let's copy it. Let's check. Luminiferous ether or ether light bearing was the postulated medium for the propagation of light. It was invoked to explain the ability of the apparently wave-based light to propagate. No. So it's not the same. So it's not the original. This is the luminiferous ether. I'm talking about gravitational ether. This is different. Because the ether always got in the way of gravity, or at least of massive objects. It got in the way of planets. How can planets move through the ether without getting dragged to a screeching halt? That was always the problem with the luminiferous ether. I'm actually coming from a different direction. I'm saying this is gravitational ether. So I don't need to say this has nothing to do with the luminiferous ether. Is there a gravitational ether? Gravitational ether. Is there a gravitational ether? Gravitational ether refers to hypothetical mediums or fields that propose the existence of a substance or energy that fills space and mediates the propagation of gravitational forces. Where is this? This concept has been explored in various theories and models, often as an extension or modification of Einstein's general relativity. So I'm not the first one. Interesting. This paper presents a review of gravitational ether scenario, which introduces preferred reference frames while remaining compatible with general relativity. The model predicts measurable astronomical and cosmological effects, but observational data disfavor it. Hmm? Global physics, Molwick. This theory proposes a global ether gravitational kinetic mass as a physical reality that supports all matter and energy states. It relates physical constants and predicts the correct configuration of physical magnitudes and their precise quantification. This letter argues that an incompressible gravitational ether fluid can decouple gravity from vacuum energy, solving the cosmological constant problem. The theory predicts a larger gravitational constant for radiation. Are these links? These are not links. Gravitational constant for radiation predicts a larger gravitational constant for radiation and proposes a finer temperature correction to the equation of state of gravity. Ether theories, historical ether theories such as luminiferous ether, these are different, and gravitational ether, were proposed to explain the propagation of electromagnetic and gravitational forces. However, these concepts are no longer considered viable by the scientific community. Says who? The gravitational ether, this abstract presents an etherometric theory of gravity and anti-gravity, exploring the fundamental notions of mass, free energy, ether, and matter, and the physical functions that determine universal G-force function, common themes, alternative to general relativity, gravitational ether theories often aim to modify or extend general relativity to address specific issues such as the cosmological constant problem or the nature of gravity. La 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 la. This is interesting. So, this is my most important realization, and now I see that I'm not even the original, I'm not the originator. So, other people have thought about this. Interesting. Very interesting. La 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 la. La 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 la. Interesting. Okay, so alternative to general, the gravitational ether theories often aim to modify experimental. Many gravitational ether theories lack experimental evidence or have been disfavored. Conceptual complex gravitational ether theories often involve complex mathematical frameworks and require a deep understanding of quantum gravity thermodynamics. Really, I would say just the opposite. It simplifies everything. Okay. So I guess this is the paper. La 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 la. So now, so they give us. So this paper gives us already the theoretical backing. So we don't need to write our paper. Let's just make sure that these papers, the cosmological constant, ether theories, gravitational ether supports the mass in global supports the mass. I don't know what that means. Abstracts gravitational ether. Gravitational ether and the thermodynamic solution. You need to enable JavaScript to run this app. It's an app. What are you talking about? Okay, whatever. What is the current status of Einstein ether theory of gravity? This is ResearchGate. Phenomenology of gravitational ether. What just happened? What did I do? I guess I scrolled while clicking on control. Gravitational ether theory. Reviving gravity's ether in Einstein's universe. Ether and Gravitation, classic reprint, William George Hooper. It's a book, apparently an old book, classic reprint. Viscous gravitational ether and the cosmological constant. This is some, I don't know what organization is this. LAEA. I don't know what that is. What is it? I don't know. Einstein Ether, the eternal quest for ether. Popular mechanics. Ether substance Britannica. Okay. Gravitational plane waves in Einstein. Ask Ethan, does the ether exist? Forbes. Ether theory of gravitation, why and how. Ether theory of gravitation. Okay, let's see. Okay, so let's see this one. Control 0. Oh, it's too small. Okay, gravitational ether and thermodynamic solution to the cosmological constant. Cosmological constant problem in its various versions is arguably the deepest gap in our understanding of theoretical physics, the solution to which may very likely require revisiting the Einstein theory of gravity. In this letter, Einstein didn't really propose a theory of gravity. He didn't really explain how the apple falls from the tree towards the earth. In this letter, let's check the audio. 1 second. He didn't really explain how the apple. Wow, really great audio. Okay, so Einstein theory of gravity. In this letter, I argue that the simplest consistent way to decouple gravity from the vacuum energy and hence solve the problem. Yeah, the vacuum energy really has nothing to do with the with the cosmological constant. Is through the introduction of an incompressible gravitational ether fluid. The theory then predicts that gravitational constant for radiation is 33% larger than that of non-relativistic matter, which is preferred by most cosmological observations, with the exception of light element abundances, but is not probed by current precision tests of gravity. I also show that slow roll inflation can happen in this theory with only minor modifications. Finally, interpreting gravitational ether as a thermodynamic description of gravity. What do you mean thermodynamic? That doesn't make any sense. Who is this guy? Nia Yesh Afshordi. Who are you? Effective Kuskutone theory. Kuskutone field theory is an extension of general relativity that does not introduce additional propagating degrees of freedom or violate relativistic causality. We consider general geometric detecting cosmological scalar fields using orbital networks of quantum sensors. So he has a few papers. Okay. A cosmological glitch in gravity. We investigate a model that modifies general relativity on cosmological scale, specifically by having a glitch in the gravitational constant between the cosmological superhorizon and Newtonian subhorizon regimes is motivated, e.g., in the model and Einstein ether framework. This gives a single parameter. Waveform modeling for the laser interferometer space antenna LISA. The laser interferometer space antenna will usher in a new era in gravitational wave astronomy. Okay. So this guy's not, doesn't look like this guy's a joke. He has multiple publications. A novel time frequency domain analysis of the stochastic gravitational wave background from entropy to echoes, counting the quasi normal modes and the quantum limit of silence. hmm On the outskirts of dark matter halos. That should be interesting. He's researching things similar to my research. Lower bound and okay, whatever. Wow, this is endless. Stacked from cold dark matter. CDM. CDM. Yes. Hey, what's up?
I just found out the guy from Super Size Me died,
I don't know
and
who is that.
his name was Morgan Spurlock. He did the Super Size Me documentary, and then he did a couple other ones that I liked. But I found out
hmm
upon his death, like, they found out the guy was a raging alcoholic, and that all of the numbers from Super Size Me when he got his blood work done
hmm
were all completely skewed because of his alcoholism.
I've known this for many years. This
I
is
didn't know that.
yeah, yeah. It was completely
I didn't
fine.
know that. Did you know that that's like basically like the first thing that ever got me interested in veganism was the Super Size Me documentary because it showed farm animals and it,
Um,
old sick animals getting turned into food and nasty conditions.
Veganism is nothing but disinformation. That's all it is.
But then it's like you see the data, and then there. I know obviously you shouldn't eat fast food every day. Nobody should.
I
But
think
like you
I
see the data, and the data is completely skewed because the guy's just drinking his ass off.
I think you should drink. Somebody actually tried to reproduce eating fast food every day and they lost weight. Excuse me, here.
I did see that. That was called portion size me.
No, you know who also reproduced it? Thunderfoot.
I didn't know that. That's interesting. I
Thunderfoot.
saw portion size me when I was in public school, so
Thunderfoot came to America because he's British. He came to America and he decided to eat McDonald's every day, and he lost weight. He tracked it, completely scientifically. And
because that's also one of the things that happens if you're fat. People always bitch at you to stop eating McDonald's, and it's like,
the opposite.
sometimes if you just ate McDonald's every day, since it's portioned out, you'd
Yes.
actually lose weight and be better off. It's
Yes.
just really the sodium that gets you. And drink water and exercise, and it's not much to worry about. I wish there were other options than what they have, but
What's wrong with
that really shifts a perspective for me a little bit. It's like
Mhm.
that's disgusting.
What's
Like he
disgusting?
literally went out and was like, all those numbers are from McDonald's. Like, what the fuck?
But that when I
No
debate
wonder those girls didn't win the lawsuit because it was completely unsupported.
vegans, my conclusion is veganism is just a conspiracy theory and it's just disinformation. That's all it is. They just lie
Well, have you
about.
seen the South Park?
No, I don't
There's
want.
a South Park special about
hmm
streaming. It's called The Streaming Wars. And it's got all these celebrities in it. Obviously, they're like faked, but it's like, oh, hi, I'm Jennifer Coolidge. Do you know that pee is just as good as water and that you can drink pee and you can swim in pee? And then they
Yeah,
open a water park that's completely recycled urine.
that's
And it's
good.
like, it's like I wonder, like, oh, what are they referring to? Because obviously they're trying to say celebrities are pushing something on the general public and
Yeah.
promoting something, while in turn they're not the ones who have to consume it. They only consume it for the commercials that they're on, and then they like gag the whole time.
But that's not
So, wh-
that's not
but
even.
this is the thing. This is the thing. Right after that came out, veganism commercials like over and over and over again with celebrities. And Trey Parker and Matt Stone, those guys know all these people. They are on the pulse of Hollywood. They basically owned the 90s. They basically owned MTV with all the shit they put out. So they always know something people don't know. Just like how Family Guy comes out with this creepy stuff that sort of predicts the future, they do that too. And they tend to have better timing with it. So that struck me, and I was
Mhm.
like thinking, well, it's not gonna make me like start eating animal products again, but I probably should just back away from the fucking processed food.
Mhm. But I don't think that the celebrities are the problem. I think it's the people who are the problem. The vegan community is just people. I
But
mean,
you're just blaming the people who care. That's the thing. Like, no, not all of them care, and especially not on Discord when they're pushing their own agenda, and that's because they're making money.
no, no, no. I've
But
debated.
a lot of people just care.
No, that's a lie. They lie. When I debate vegans every time, it's just lies. And when I push, their backs are to the walls. They just admit to be liars. I mean, it's just lying. They just lie. They just spread lies about the farming industry. It's just lies.
That's I mean, they're not spreading lies, but they're sensationalizing a lot of stuff, and the thing is, a
No, they're
lot of
lying.
your
No, no,
food
no, they're lying.
just
No,
comes from those massive plants.
no, no, no.
Everyone who claims to be like, "Oh, I buy the most organic meat and eggs and cheese," I've never actually seen that from a person, because if they went and did that, they wouldn't be able to afford it, and they wouldn't be able to spend EBT on it because it's not a store. So, like, for all the people who say, "Oh, I only buy this naturally produced stuff," it's like, well, then why is there even a farming industry like this? So there's got to be some in between here. Both sides are lying.
I don't know why you say both sides are lying. I don't
I
know.
find it to be true.
I've debated vegans, they lie. I never I'm the other side. I've never been caught lying. So I don't know what you mean by the other side. Who have
I've had so many I've had so many talks with people, and they say, "Oh, I only buy the freshest meat from people who treat their animals so well. I buy it locally," and then I find out they don't. They buy Purdue chicken nuggets, and they just buy shit from the grocery store that you don't even know where it came from. And I used to work at the grocery store. I saw the meat guys drop the meat right on the floor and then put it in the package. I saw that with my own eyes, and I'm not lying.
All right.
So
Look,
I don't know what to do, Slave. I'm an autistic woman. I can't just eat stuff because people tell me to.
hmm you don't have to do anything that you don't want to do, but
It's tofu season. That's all I've got to say, Slave. It's tofu season. We're not eating impossible meat anymore. Whatever's in my fridge, I'm going to use it up, and I'm going to probably give a lot of it to my neighbor, and then I'm just quitting.
hmm, you're quitting what?
And we'll see how it goes. I'm quitting processed food. I swear to God.
Okay.
It's not worth it. Like, this is just like BS, you know? It's like the same industry that does this shit with the processed meat does this shit with all the processed vegan food. And that's not good for people. It's and then imagine how many insects are probably in it. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, I'm not sure what to do. Like, you know what I mean? Like, how do we test our stuff? Like, that's not worth it. At this point, I feel like I'm testing drugs when I buy food.
Mm,
Like when you get a pill at the rave, love, and then you have to put it through the frickin' Geiger counter that tells you if there's fentanyl in it. That's what this feels like.
hmm. Well, I mean, when I'm in America, everything, all my meat comes from Costco, and Costco, it says on the package that it's free roaming beef and free roaming eggs. Everything is free roaming as far as.
Nah, but I used to work on a farm and I know what that means. Like free range means they put the animal either in a cage
Hmm.
or, something, and they hook it up to a tractor and
Hmm.
then they move the tractor around. So then all these little chickens and stuff are running around in the cage hooked up to the tractor. It's got no bottom on it. And they're just running, just like in The Handmaid's Tale, when the girls are just running because they're hooked up to this truck that has no bottom. And it's like, okay, you're going to tell me that doesn't induce stress in this animal and lower the quality of the food? I think it does. And the people who keep showing that it does keep getting silenced, just like people when it comes to this, I'm not going to say it. Maybe should I censor myself if I'm
A
talking about
little
like the
bit.
illness, the
Yeah. Oh,
plague?
definitely the illness. Yeah. Just
Well,
say
yeah,
the
when people are
illness.
talking about the plague and everything they do on the plague, like that's just what this feels like. It feels like they're lying, they're exaggerating, they're hiding information, but stuff is just common sense. And I'm starting to go a little bit more toward that.
Hmm.
Even though people want to call that stuff pseudoscience, it's stuff I find supported when it's not paid for by somebody else, and that somebody else
Wait,
has
I'm
a
lost.
great stake in the information. Because all of these studies that we have access to are done by the companies that sell this food, and a
One
lot of
second.
it is sold by the tobacco company.
Wait. Okay, I'm lost. One second. So when I go to Costco, they advertise free roaming beef. So you don't think the beef
Which
is free? Go ahead.
No, no, because what actually happens is if your cows just get to stay out
Hmm.
and do what they do until they, get older and then you decide to use them for beef, it's not considered free range. Free range means that you hook them up to a tractor and you make them run and they're tired and they're stressed out and they don't know what the hell is going on, and there's nothing that reminds me of the Holocaust like that. I've seen it in person. It's disgusting. So we would have the chickens that were free range, and then we'd have the chickens that were just regular chickens. And those regular chickens were in a lot better conditions than the free range chickens. The regular chickens were in a heated barn. They got to come and go as they please. They were protected by a fence. They
Wait,
produced lots and lots of eggs, which
wait
means
one
that they're
second.
happy.
Wait one second. So I was once debating a vegan, and that's what he said. So in real time, I went to YouTube. In real time, we were doing a search online, a Google search to see any evidence of the sort that you're now bringing up. I couldn't find any evidence of that. And then I did a real time YouTube search, and just endless videos of farms from everywhere in the United States, of free roaming farms. And you can just see industrial scale free roaming chickens, just chickens running, and just endless sea.
Yeah,
So I've never seen any evidence that suggests that free roaming is a hoax. As far
yeah.
as
Well, when we were farming, we weren't allowed to call the other chickens free range chickens because that's not what free range means. It's like you should look more for labels like natural.
I'm not
You should look
I'm not
more for like, whatever farm you
I'm not
found that looked so nice. You should look for where they're selling stuff.
but
You shouldn't just buy stuff because of the label on it.
no. Look, you're suggesting that free range is some sort of a hoax. That's what you're suggesting. That free
I
range.
wouldn't call that a hoax. I would say people are misinformed about what it means.
Yes, you're suggesting.
Not just that, but the other chickens that are being treated better, that food is cheaper.
Hold on.
Free range is a premium.
Hold on. So you're suggesting that free range is some sort of misinformation, right? You would, right? That's what you're saying. It's basically misinformation. Would you say that?
I'd say people don't know what that actually entails. They might look at the standard and they might think it sounds good, but they don't realize that what's
Okay.
actually
ho-
happening.
Okay, hold on. So I'm that person. So as you know, as is the case, I am that person. I believe that free range is real. It's correct information. And in my previous debate with a vegan, actually in my previous two debates with vegans, but specifically in one of my previous debates, I was shocked when he told me that free range is basically a hoax, the way you explained it. Very similar.
Oh my gosh. No, no, no. Wait. Hold
Mm-hmm,
on.
mm-hmm,
Information is coming in.
mm-hmm,
So, slave, I'm going to put it in the side chat.
mm-hmm.
Apparently that practice is called hoax free range farming. So they were not free range farming. They were like doing this somewhat artificially, and that's kind of what I'm getting at is, it maybe the standard says something, but they do it in this twisted way where it's like, let's change it from like chickens to like anything. It's like, oh, my son does so great. He runs every day 200 kilometers. I'm not sure how much that is, but let's just say that's what I'm going with, and I talk about how good that is for his health. Then you find out I'm tying my son up to a treadmill and whipping him. That
Hold on,
is basically the equivalency.
hold on, hold on, hold on. So, look, I looked into it. I've never found
This is
any.
disgusting.
Excuse me?
Sorry. I'm just horrified. This is fucked up. It was already fucked up when I saw it in person, but this is weird. I didn't realize that that's like, first of all, this is weird because these people I lived with were just like local farmers, you know what I mean? Like, why are they doing this when they had the resources? Why are they automating
Look,
their own farm and doing this
look,
like fake free range?
look. So, as far as I know, there is no fake free range. So, I don't know what you're talking about. If you could,
Oh, absolutely there is. That is what I lived with.
could you show me any evidence of fake?
Unless I go back to the house I used to live in and start filming their farm, I can't show it to you, but I can probably find an example of it. I'm gonna look for that now. But this is what I found when I typed in free range chickens hooked up to tractors.
Okay. I don't, I mean, I've seen videos about this. I don't see the issue. I mean, the videos that I've seen, a video that I've seen that farmers engage in this practice, I actually liked it very much. It sounds like a great practice. So I don't
You
see.
wouldn't like it if you saw this shit. I've got to find
Show me a
someone who's
video.
honest enough to
Sh-
show me this. This is
Show me.
obviously a dishonest practice, so it's almost like saying, "Show me someone who's, like, lying and, like, selling
Show me.
drugs." Like, I don't know how to find this, like,
Show me a video. Can you show me a video of whatever?
I'm trying to find one. If I had one taken from where I used to live, that would have been ideal, but I don't.
Hmm. Okay, find me because I spent probably an hour. We looked, and everything I saw, I loved. So I'm happy with free range, free roaming. I'm very happy with it. I don't know what issue there is with that
You
you're
can purchase a
suggesting.
chicken tractor from a manufacturer. So now I'm gonna have to find a chicken tractor so that you know what I'm talking about. Chicken tractor. Looking for a chicken tractor, and now it looks more like I'm finding hamster balls. This just makes me feel worse for the animals that I did see. Okay, here's something that's kind of like it, but I will tell you, the one that they had wasn't like this. It was really small, and it was no higher than my knees. So the concept is sort of like this, and I'll post that in the side chat. But you have to imagine it was a smaller thing. Like if you see it, it didn't go up past that first shelf. It was really small, and it didn't have more than that first square. It was tiny, and they just pulled it with the same tractor that they chopped the grass with.
Can you show me a video?
I'm trying to find one.
Okay.
This is hard to find. I didn't even realize this was kind of like fake, like
No, I don't see it as fake. I've seen videos. I saw a video.
this is fake. This is not what free range. If you said free range to me, I wouldn't think that they were hooking an animal up to a tractor in a cage and pulling it across the field.
I'm
That's
happy.
not what I would think.
I'm happy with this solution. I would consider this a perfect solution for what's defined as free range. So for me, it's good. So for me, it's not disinformation.
I found another picture of it.
No, show me a video. Because
Can't really find that.
the video that I saw was delightful. I loved it. So look, if you're not happy with it, then you do whatever you feel you're happy with. Let me try and find something.
I just want there to be honesty. And when I know I've seen something with my own two eyes, I don't like the fact that people are trying to hide it and say that's not what they're doing.
I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, let's look up free
I'm
range.
talking about hooking animals up to tractors and pulling them across the field. It's obviously fucked up.
No, it's perfectly legitimate. I saw a video. As long as you didn't see, look, the video that I saw was delightful. So that's why I keep insisting
Well, what I
on
saw in my real life was really fucked up. So I
I
don't really know what to do with you.
well, I'm not denying, but you cannot deny, symmetrically the video that I saw. That's why I insist that we show a video. Tractor. Broiler chickens, free range versus chicken tractor.
Yeah, so I can find people like putting the kit together, but they're not showing what they do with it.
Here, well, YouTube has endless videos. So here's a video from
But they're
YouTube.
gonna push stuff that
Excuse me?
okay. I can only find people who are building the chicken tractor, and you
No,
can see this one really
no,
small, like the one that I was
no,
used to
no,
seeing.
no. YouTube has infinite videos of this type. No one is hiding any information. That's you
Well, the
saying,
farm I lived on, I'm sure the hell they are, because if you saw it, you wouldn't buy it.
one second. Anyway, so here's a video. Let me see the video. No one is hiding any information. There's plenty of videos on YouTube that show this. So to claim that anyone is hiding this information is disinformation. There's plenty of videos.
Well, considering I saw it with my own eyes, now I can't find it literally
There's
anywhere and say
plenty.
people are hiding it.
Just, just here is the link. Here is the YouTube link to the search results. I don't know why you're saying that anyone is hiding the information. This is
Because I saw it with my own eyes. I used to live with these people and I can't find anything
I'm
that
not
looks like it.
I'm not denying anything you're saying, but what I'm saying is that no one is hiding this information. I'm not saying that what you saw you did not see. I'm just saying this information is available endlessly on YouTube. There's just endless videos of this type on YouTube. So to claim that there is any attempt to hide this information is in contradiction with the evidence. There's just endless videos of this type. No one is hiding this information.
Welcome to the Rig and Farm YouTube channel. In this video, we'll be sharing our experience and the cost of raising broiler chickens in a chicken tractor versus free-ranging them. We raised our very first batch of Cornish cross chicks at our old house before moving to the farm.
And
From the day
he's actually saying, let's discuss, the pros and the cons. Let's compare the two systems. No one is hiding this
Yeah.
information.
they arrived until slaughter day, they were raised in our mobile brooder
Yeah, I
chicken
can
tractor.
see them do the compare and contrast, but
It was moved on a fresh grass every
their
other day.
little box thing, first of all, it's lighter and it's bigger and they can see through it. Whereas the family I lived with used a small green box that was metal
I'm not
and you
denying
couldn't even see the chickens when they were in it.
I'm not denying what you saw, but I don't see any evidence that there is anything like that anywhere. So that's all I'm saying. I don't see any evidence it exists except for your testimonial.
For the first several weeks and then daily for the last month or so. There was commercial feed available for at least 12
This
hours
makes
every
me
day.
wonder if it's better to support local farmers or if it's better to support industry farmers where at least there might be a regulation whereas with the people I was living with in Maine, it was like no one is coming by to regulate this, so they're just loosely following the rules. Like they wouldn't even move the free range cage every day like they were supposed to. If they didn't have time, they just didn't do it.
Hmm.
So I'm kind of wondering, like, it makes me wonder, when it's like, is it better just to appeal to authority on this because the
Mhm.
authority actually has an obligation to follow some sort of regulation? At least I can sue them if they don't follow through. It's not like I can really follow up with these other farmers and like serve them with a paper that says they're treating the animals badly.
I don't think you can sue the government if it's the government, but if it's a private body, you probably could.
But they're local. They're like outside of that. They're just selling stuff out of their garage.
Anyway, I don't know. I don't know. In general, I don't like government involvement with anything. It ends up bad for everyone.
Addition to the forage of bugs and grass.
They're the ones
They
that
grew
came
quickly
up
and were
with
ready.
what dictates what free range should be. So they're the whole reason they were putting the chickens in a box. If it wasn't like that, they would have just let the chickens roam out in the field.
Wait, are you saying the government came up with the notion of free range?
Yeah, they're the ones who determine what that means and how you have to follow it. That's why they were doing it.
Who was
It
doing
was the
it?
same when it came to determining the farmers. It was the same when it was determining what organic meant. Like you had to do all these certain things to make your product considered organic, and they
Wait,
couldn't do all that.
I'm lost. Are you saying that free range is defined by government?
Yeah, what free range is regulated by the government.
It's regulated by the government?
Yeah.
Let me check. Based on provided for poultry, chickens, turkeys, the USDA regulates the use of the free range label
Mhm.
for poultry products, but the regulation is limited. According to the USDA, birds must have outdoor access or access to the outdoors, which can mean access only through a pop hole, a small opening with no full body access to the outdoors and no minimum space requirement. This means that Even 5 minutes of open air access per day. Well, that's what you get when you involve government. Congratulations.
Exactly. That's
So
what I'm
don't
saying
don't
here. And
complain. I tell you not to involve government. You involve government, you get backfire, and then you complain. Enjoy. you love
there we
government so
go.
you love government so much. That's between you and them. So I'm I don't I that's
Well,
why.
at least we agree on that. We agree on
So
that.
why do you just said you want to involve government? What do you mean we agree on that?
What else am I supposed to do if it comes down to people who are meeting regulations or people who just aren't? It's like I'm not sure what we're supposed to do. Maybe we should define. It says that it's not defining what access means. I guess what we should do is contact the USDA and have them change that and be like, no, you need to define what access means because this is ruining the quality of life for the animal and it's ruining the quality of the food.
1 second. Let me just. I need to read.
You can't tell me that ruining their quality of life isn't ruining the food. You know what I mean? Like that's good cheese comes from happy cows. You know what I mean?
1 second. I just need to read something irrelevant. Mm-hmm. 1 second. Let me just write a comment. Okay. Um. Anyway, so
I don't know. Maybe we could talk more about this later if Jensen is around because I think he's vegan still.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if he's vegan or if he's just waiting to move out of his parents' house, like he said before. But
Mm-hmm.
we shouldn't just take these little things as wins. You know what I mean? Like this isn't good enough.
What do you mean it's not good enough? What do you mean by that?
I mean, hooking chickens up to a tractor and putting them in a box isn't acceptable.
Then don't buy it.
Just
For me,
let them run around.
well, it's you know to you decide what is good enough for you, and everyone else will decide what's good enough for them.
So then what's the solution? Like breaking into farms, exposing that they're hoaxing the practice
I mean,
or just abstinence?
you don't. Well, it's up
But
to you.
abstinence isn't gonna spread the knowledge.
Look, so let's say a person like me that I just care for the quality of the meat and the eggs and the cheese and the milk that I consume. And that's basically, and the quality is derived from the quality of life of the animals. So I'm all for quality of life for the animals that I consume.
And I can't get people to stop consuming animals, so at least I can advocate for them to have a higher quality of life while they're on a farm. That's really all I can do.
Okay, I gotta make a phone call. Um,
All right.
yeah, I'll talk to you later. I'll send you a message when I'm back.
Alrighty.
All right, thanks. Bye. All right, everyone. I gotta make a phone call. I'll be back. Bye.